This is me. That's you.
Oh, no.
There you go. All right, folks. I got Kevin Welling here in the booth with us today for this match.
Good to be here. Certainly, it's a pretty good match. I watched a little bit of Eric just a minute ago. He was playing pretty well against one of the Martinez brothers over there. Eric's a pretty steady player. I think him and Billy are, I think, out in West Texas now in Midland, but he comes to Austin quite a bit. Certainly all the events here at Skinny Bob's he's here for. Got a little bit of a tester. He just got to overcut this and try to get, just a little bit off that side rail as he comes down off the bottom rail and back up. Can't quite see if the 8 passes the 9. Oh no, he shot it straight in the hole. Like I said, that was a little bit of a tester. I think he needed to draw that one a little bit. I think he was trying to go 3 rails around and just didn't engage the tangent line just quite right there. We'll find out here if this 8 ball goes past the 9 based on how Shahram sets it up. Nope, probably doesn't go past. Looks like he's going to come. Oh no. It's a little steep of an angle. Let's see what he tries to either come across table or get straight in on the 8. Yeah, it looks like it does pass, so he'll shoot the 8 and the 9 probably in the same pocket right down here in the bottom. There we go. You were right. He does not take much time between shots.
No,
He's a rockin' fire guy.
I mean, if his wife and kids weren't here, you'd think he'd be late for dinner.
Right. Well, there are a lot
Super nice guy though, very very nice guy, and his wife and his kids are here watching.
There's a lot of players that play like that, like to play in rhythm. Sometimes takes out the thinking. A lot of times the brain what makes you miss balls is you overthink stuff, but that's certainly not thinking that much between shots there. Trying a little bit of a cut break there.
Oh, the 5 ball said hello. I want to be here.
That's going to mess up plans a little bit, it looks like. He's probably going to have to try to
play safe.
Play safe. Obviously, he has the option to roll out after the break, but being able to see any of the 1 ball looks like you might be able to cross over it, try to bring the cue ball over there behind the 7. You might choose to. Looks like he's going to try to stun it a little bit and maybe go 2 rails and bring the cue ball down below the 9. Oh, no, he's just going to fire at it. Same result, kind of. I don't know what he was trying there. That seemed a little bit out of character. Normally Eric's really good with his safety game. This one he may choose to cut. He's got that 4 ball there on the other side pocket that makes it a little knot, but he's going to try to play safe up behind that 6 ball. Didn't get there. Gave Eric almost a natural save. I'll try to bank the 1 over and leave the cue ball right behind the 6 ball, I think. The other option is to try to send the 1 up to the middle of the end rail and try to bring maybe the cue ball back down to the bottom rail behind the 2. I don't like that shot though. You're moving around the cue ball too much. I mean, the 6, it didn't take anything to really just bump the 1 over to the other side rail behind the 9 kind of and leave the cue ball there behind the 6. Anytime you move balls around that much, it's harder to execute.
All right, looks like he left Eric a shot finally.
It's like both guys are still trying to find their stroke a little bit. Almost looks like he's dead straight. Might have to draw this ball as opposed to follow it 2 rails, so he'll try to bring it back as far as he can.
Oh,
man,
that
what
was
a stroke.
beautiful.
What a stroke. And got it on the good side of the 2 ball. Can bring that up. I'm just going to try to bring it. I like playing it below the 9 there. Why? You can just leave it anywhere below where the 8 line is to the 4. Well, they might have too steep of an angle there. I like just bunting it up and keeping it this side of the side pocket. You should be able to not have that 8 come and play. You start trying to bring it up table. Now you've got the 8 and the 6 that both turn into blocker balls when you try to hit that small window. Let it go. Yeah.
Oh,
You
you
got
there.
You got there.
Wow.
That was a good rub.
Oh, I missed on the first side. Oh, guaranteed second side.
Probably follow this around 3 rails and play the 5 on the side. Looks like that's what he's going to try to do. Trying to bring this. Yeah, he didn't hit it good enough. He's lucky there's 6 pockets, but that's not what he was wanting to do.
This is the second game, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Shahram made the
Shahram
okay.
won.
That was so fast, I've already forgot.
It'll be interesting to see. Eric's typically a methodical player that kind of keeps a steady rhythm going. Looks over the ball. Shahram's, like you said, undercut it. Is a little fast. It'll see which player. A lot of times when you have those 2 contrasting styles, one guy starts influencing the other guy a little bit and changing his game. So we'll see which one wins out here.
Well, Eric was on the stream last night, and he was showing the same quote-unquote symptoms. But maybe it's a little nerves.
Yeah.
With the stream.
Wow, both these guys have got some nerves going. That's another, especially for a snooker guy. That's those guys are normally really good pocketers of the ball. Probably float this right out to the center of the table. Yeah. Don't want to quite be there, but I'll bring it back to the center of the table and play the 9 on the side. Tied it up. So these guys are the loser of this match is 7th, 8th, 5th, 6th.
Let's check. 7th, 8th.
7th, 8th. Man, that's a good showing for both of them. It's almost more of a smash break. That's been the interesting thing to watch is how these guys attack the break from the box. 9 on the spot break. From what I've seen, the cut break's been working quite a bit, but some of the guys are using that smash break to try to attack it. Try to use a 6 ball there.
Yeah, he got there.
Oh, I don't like that shot. It's all right. That one I like to hit a little bit firmer to try to send the cue ball up or the 1 ball up table. But I guess with that 9 sitting there, he was maybe a little bit worried about leaving a combo on the 9. Eric could probably bank this into the side, but I mean, there's not a whole lot that he can get on this 2 ball, man. I like you can do it thinning the 1 and bringing the cue ball back over to the corner pocket where he's at using the 5-6 as blockers. He only needs to nudge the 1 ball over half a diamond or so, really. It's a natural safe, but he looks like he's going to do. Yeah. Oh, he's going to sell out, leave the 1 ball right in front of the hole. Here's one. It's a little tricky. He's going to try to get, yeah. Kind of the wrong side of the 2 ball there.
He's got such a big stroke.
He does. That was tough too because that 7 ball kind of is exactly.
It's really big.
Yeah, where he wanted the cue ball to be. When you're nervous shooting those delicate shots at the beginning of a match, sometimes it takes you a while to get the touch, but. Looks like he's going to cut it in the side and try to float up and again come down about half table. No, he put a good stroke on it. This is going to end up
in his favor.
In his favor, unless if Eric can get to the bottom of, or the middle right side of that 3 ball, he's got a really built-in good safety if he can just touch a 3 and roll the cue forward behind the 8. We'll see. It looks like he's jacked up, so it doesn't look like that's what he's going to do. But, oh. Got there with the 7 ball. That's a pretty good shot. He can definitely see the right side of this 3 ball. Anytime you're jacked up like that, it's going to be tough to do anything really crazy with the cue ball. If he can spin it behind the 3, it looks like he's just going to rub the right side of that 3 ball and bring the cue ball back down to try to play safe behind that 6-7 that's sitting up there, or 6-5. Didn't get there again. Anytime you're jacked up. It was Jersey Red used to say, anytime even a Cadillac can't run when it's jacked up.
So is that why we used to call it jack up that Cadillac?
Exactly. I like some of them old school pool player lines. Just needs to. Oh, he really attacks the ball.
He does. It's. I kind of like it.
Well, it definitely helps you stay in stroke when you let your stroke out a little bit. Float down. Yeah, he'll use just go straight down to the bottom rail and back up to about where the cue ball is right here. Simple stop shot and he's out. Let's see here. Rock and fire.
All right, if you're in the Austin area and you're just joining us, we are in Round Rock. It's free admission. This is final day of the event. There's going to be a lot of great pool. So come on out. We've got plenty of seating. Our bleachers are set up. It's cold anyway, so you might as well just bring your jacket and you can sit on that and protect your bum. It is also non-smoking today.
What else are you going to do on President's Day? It's President's Day, right?
Yeah.
All you bankers get in here.
Yeah, the banks are...
Banks and the schools, all the teachers got off today. This is going to really be how good he gets on this 3-ball to get to the 4. He's got a little bit of traffic to get through to go from the 3 to the 4, but if he gets a good angle, he should be able to get it out of there. All the other balls are pretty open, so if he can get up table and get a little angle on that 4 from the 3, I think that's why you see him measuring it out, trying to make sure he gets the right angle here. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like he got there.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. He's got a couple options here. He can either draw it straight back between the 9 and the 6. He can either do what he's doing there and look to see, but almost like a stun shot to use that tangent line to go straight up table with it. Or he could kind of use a little bit of right high on this and go 2 rails around and miss the 7. It might be a little too steep to do that, but I don't like that way because you put the 8 into play. Never fails when there's one ball you can get behind. That's
right.
Typically where the cue ball is going to end up. So it does look like he did the stun approach, which is perfect. It's a natural. Just use that natural tangent line to get up there, man. He hit that speed really well. And that's where, that's where Eric excels, is those harder shots, and he actually concentrates and puts all of his energy into it. He's really good. Where he falls down a lot of times is when he just kind of takes things for granted and rushes through his shots. I think that's all of us, though. Pretty natural here. Use that same tangent line, go straight up, back up to the center of the table area. And again, use a natural to go probably underneath the 8 or underneath the 9 and around. Give himself a little, he got a little short here. He's gonna have to do a little something with the cue ball now. If he'd have left himself either underneath the 8 towards the rail, he'd have a natural angle to swing around 2 rails, or further, he'd have 1 rail and back down. Looks like he's just gonna force it a little. Oh, he's just gonna choose the longer shot, not
make it, keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. That's the old KISS.
Well, I know. I was
acronym.
just, I was like, well, can I say that?
Yeah, of course. I've had plenty of pool instructors over the years that used to say KISS, K-I-S-S, keep it simple, stupid. Sometimes that's better to just cinch the ball and have a little bit harder shot on the next one than it is to try to do something crazy with the cue ball, put a lot of spin on it, jar the 8 ball up and give your opponent the win. So just cinch the 2 balls sometimes is a better approach, and especially if you get on a line like that. This shot's, not a gimme. You can have a little bit of slide and grip coming down from this angle. But player of Eric's caliber, this should be
routine.
Pretty routine. Yeah.
All right, he ties it up 2-2.
Is there a cough button or just turn it down? All right, last time he tried a little bit of it's almost like a smash cut. He went off the clamp. Yeah, he's cutting just the opposite way. Most players on that will cut other way, but it doesn't look like he's having much success with that. 2 balls tied up. Can barely see the one here. If you can see it, he may try to feather the one and bring the cue ball up 2 rails behind the 3. Send the cue ball over by the 1 or behind the 7 if we can get there. This will be a couple of maneuvers here to start the rack, especially with the 2 ball kind of tied up at the 5. Not really a good run out opportunity, so he'll probably try a little defense, try to gain the advantage on the table and just keep control of it. Other shot is maybe to bank it between the 3 and the 8 back down here behind the 2.
Well, that almost looked like what he was trying to do.
He got the cue ball where he wanted the cue ball. A lot of times that's he made
the ball. He made the 3.
Oh, I didn't see it. He was in my way.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in my way, Eric? Well, then obviously that's not what he was trying to do. Obviously the main thing on a jump shot is just trying to get good contact, but I always like to try to at least plan on doing something. It looks like he's going to try to bank it over. Yeah. Oh. It's probably the last place he wanted. If he'd have kept it above the side pocket, that'd have been a pretty good shot. Unfortunately, he broke out the 2 balls, so if this shot he's able to get the cue ball back to about the middle of the table. You know, he's got the 4 ball in the way a little bit, but if he gets to the middle, he's got about a perfect angle to swing around. He got there, be able to play the 4 in the side pocket over on the right side of the table with a natural. Pretty basic from here, as long as he's going to probably fall. Looks like he's going to go forward and try to go 1 rail out and back to where the 5 is. And I like shooting it that way. A lot of players will try to just baby it and barely get past the 9. A lot of times that'll end up getting you in trouble. Or he just force followed it over to the rail and back underneath the 9, so he took the 9 totally out of play on that shot. Another natural stroke, will just float it up. Oh, kept it underneath. There you go. Looks like he's going to stun it and bring it across. Don't know that that's what he wanted. A little straight in, more straight in than he wanted to be, but shouldn't be a problem. Looks like You can draw this back and spin it down.
Wow.
And rock and fire. Three to two.
3-2.
3-2. Which is big. I always say first 1 to 3. Certainly the first 1 to 4 a lot of times has a lot of momentum when it gets to a race to 7. Tournaments like the Texas Open that are races to 9, not so worried about being the first 1 to 4, but you start running out of time if you give up a lead and guy gets to 4. 3 games can go by pretty quick. Races to 9, you got a little bit more time to get yourself together and go. These races to 7, you almost kind of come out of the gate playing pretty good. Otherwise, you get too deep of a hole. It's hard to come back. You don't run out of time. Well, Eric's got pretty clean table. The hardest part's going to be
Right there from the 1 to 2.
Yeah, get the one from the 1 to the 2. He's got a bunch of traffic down table. He can either choose to hit this with a little bit of touch and try to hold the cue ball. You know, slow roll it, keep it above that 7-5 area for about the same shot and angle on the 2 ball. Or he can try to hit it with some authority and go down and back up. And again, there's a lot of traffic down there to maneuver that cue ball through. Or he could play safe. It looks like he may be just playing safe with the ball and trying to maintain. He didn't get there though. You know, he left a hard shot. I think he definitely wanted to try to get that cue ball over behind the 2 ball. Just short stroked it a little bit. Looks like this guy's just going to rock and come with it. And man, did he hit that good.
Wow.
I mean, I guess that's the advantage of being a snooker player. These 4.5-inch pockets don't look that big to a snooker player. He just got up there and fired that one in. Now he just needs to get him a little angle on this 3. Hit it pretty good. You know, this shot here will be a tester. He's looking to see if he can shoot that 5 in another. So it looks like he's going to come up underneath the 5 and shoot it into the top corner where he's at now, as opposed to shooting the 5-6 combo, which would have also put the cue ball in danger of the side pocket coming across for us. So he hit this perfect. He's going to want to just pocket this, float up a little bit. Almost a little straight in. He'll probably come back inch or 2 back, although man, with this bridge, but pretty straightforward. Come back an inch or 2, 7 on the side. And it's almost a stop shot from here. You know, just want to
Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, be a little bit to the left of the straight in line or be at the straight in line for this 8 ball to the corner. Now you can just stop and play the 9 on the side on the left. That is one advantage to being a fast player like this. When it starts to get down to the end and these guys start getting a little bit of nervous, you can still tell. I think Eric's still feeling a little bit of nerves here, where if you start rocking and firing, and you know, certainly that 1 to the 2 to start the rack there was a confidence builder. Anytime you can pocket a hard shot like that at the beginning of a rack and let your stroke out a little bit, It's going to build some confidence and not allow your mind to make yourself nervous. Be curious to see if he goes back to the same. He's going back to the same break, it looks like. I don't know, man. When I run dry a couple times on a break, I like switching to the other side and seeing if.
Oh, you almost made the 1 ball twice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
But
pretty.
it's still an. I mean.
Yeah.
That break is not resulting in very good results. I think I like changing. At least start by changing sides. You don't have to change your break necessarily, but change sides. Sometimes the speed you're hitting it at. You know, the English you like to hit it at. Looks like he's passing back this rollout back to Eric. But we'll see. Got a couple racks left to go. That'll get some opportunities if he's going to just stay with it. And a lot of times if you got a lead, I guess you don't feel like you need to change anything, but he's definitely not having any success right now with that break. Eric got a little bit of a roll here. Looks like the 3 is going to block the 1 from going anywhere. Or not. Maybe he sees it differently. If it goes, certainly he'll shoot that and try to bring the cue ball up and shoot either the 2 in the same corner where he's at right there, or just float it up a little bit and shoot in the top 2 in the top right corner. Otherwise, he may use the 3 to stop the. Oh, he got through.
I didn't know there were jump shots over there.
I think he brought the cue ball a little bit too far, unless he can see that into the side pocket. There he does. And again, here comes that shooter's mentality. He's not allowing getting out of line to affect him at all. He's just pocketing balls, seeing ball, hit ball, on to the next one. So a lot of times, you say, fake it till you make it. Sometimes you fake it all the way through the match. Just continue to make balls. As long as you're making balls, you're not allowing the other guy at the table. Looks like he's going to draw this back and maybe play the 4 up table. Because again, he was so far out of line, he didn't have much else to do there. Pocket this up. We'll see if he tries to float it between that 5.
I think that's what he's going to try to do.
Yeah, good shot. Good shot.
Oh, and the table denied it.
Oh, no.
Wow.
It did not. It held it up. Looks like he hit it pretty good. Certainly got through that 5-9, which is the more difficult part of the shot, but I guess maybe he was. So 4-2, Eric really needs to make a move here and get out. It's a tough one. He'll use that big stroke of his to draw straight back. Got a pretty good angle. Now, he's going to want to either go 3 rails around and play the 6 back in the same pocket as the 5, or he can kill it where he kind of stuns the cue ball and goes 2 rails. So he's going to go 3 rails and back up. Got to get a roll here.
Nice.
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Not like that, a little bit better than trying to, stun it and kill it and try to hold that cue ball below that 6 from the side. Just let your stroke out a little bit. That's almost a natural speed to get there to where he's at. I'll bump 1 rail out towards the center. Don't like that.
Well, again, and this is one of those shots you just make the 7.
Yep, that's again.
Take what you leave yourself.
That's what he's going to end up doing. He wanted a little bit more of an angle, but he's going to have to. He's got that big stroke to get himself out of trouble. Got a perfect angle on the 8. It's almost cinching the 8 with center ball would float you back up right to the center of the table for the. There you go.
Oh my, no.
No. Took it for granted a little bit. And again, I think that's one of my problems, having when I'm not playing a lot, particularly if I get through all the hard stuff and then get to where it's quote unquote a gimme in my mind, I let my concentration down a little bit. Looks like that's what maybe Eric did there, is just took that 8 for granted and didn't really aim at it, knowing he didn't have to do a whole lot with the cue ball to get there. Just maybe took his eyes off of aim point on the 8 ball. It's going to one rail, let's 8 in, come around.
Oh no. He got there.
This is when a lot of players misread this.
I don't think he was happy about that. He looked up at the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's just a hard angle for a lot of people to see. You know,
Well, that was a big game there.
that was a massive, massive game. Not only from, first guy to 5, particularly having that big of a lead in a race to 7 is tough to fade, because now they got alternate break. Guy's going to have control of the table a couple of times. It's easy for him to get 2 games, but now we'll see if Eric can shake off that 8 ball. You know, that's a confidence killer when you get up there and you're supposed to be out. You let your concentration level down a little bit and dog a ball. It's easy in this setting to allow that to linger on, and really you've just got to put it behind you and focus on the next opportunity in front of you. And Eric's a champion, man. He's good at doing that. Still doesn't look like he's quite found his gear yet, so we'll see if that was a wake-up call for him to kind of get the concentration back and get into a rhythm here. Cut break again. Eric makes another ball.
Oh, and he can see the 1.
He's been making a ball almost on every one of his breaks. He's got a good shot at the 1. He does have to do something to get back to the 2. He's got the 4 kind of in the way here, so he can either go 2 rails around the 4 ball and back over to try to shoot the 2 in this bottom. He could go all the way around the world and try to come down below, but yep, that's kind of what he's trying to do. He got there. Good shot. Good shot. So this one's pretty simple. We'll draw this back about an inch and a half. Try to get where he's almost straight in on that 3 ball. The 4 where it's at. Doesn't have to do a whole lot with the cue ball on the 3. So just try to. The hard thing here is just to make sure you don't hit this titty of the side pocket on the way up the rail. It looks like it's just off the rail. You know, if this was frozen, you really got to fade that titty sticking out a little bit on you. Now you can see, again, hard shot. Eric really bears down and starts taking care over the shot. I mean, he's almost the favorite to make these hard ones. Got a little bit further down below than he wanted. Now he's got to do something with this cue ball, because the 7's going to be in play. If he just rolls it forward, it's going to bump into that 7, and you run the risk of the 7 getting in the way for the 4. So now he's got to do something with the cue ball. Whether it's hit it more firm, run into the 7 to make sure it gets out of the way of the shot, or he could choose to go up table. There you go. Oh, he chose to use a little bit of right-hand spin to get the cue ball to go up table. I like his pace here. He slowed things down a little bit. Now he's kind of concentrating on every shot. Again, keep it simple, stupid. Got a little steep on the 6 here. I mean, he wanted to try to play this 7 on the side. He's going to have to either slow roll this or kill it a little bit if he wants to do that, because he really wants to stay above the 7 ball here in order to float down for the 9, but he's looks like he's elected to just play it what it is, shoot the 7 and go up table and back down. He'll probably go 2 rails here. Oh, he's going to go 3 rails around this way.
Wow. And he shot that pretty quick.
He did, you know. 5-3. At least put a little bit of pressure back on your man here. I think that's the most important thing. A little break and run will at least let the opponent know that you're still in the game when you get behind like that. If you can put a rack down on them, make them feel the pressure a little bit. I mean, he may not be feeling it at 5-3 still, but I feel like if you have an opportunity for a break and run and leave it on the table, that just emboldens your opponent a little bit. So Eric did his job by showing that he's still going to fight in this match, try to put some pressure back, still going back to the same break, still breaking dry. Eric's back at the table with an opportunity. Now this may be the rack of the match here. I mean, if Eric can put something together and get within 1 with coming to the table to break, it would be something. He's got control of the table. I don't know that he quite has
Much.
I mean, he's got, I don't know that he can cut this one up into the corner. Can't quite tell from the angle whether he has enough rail to not scratch on it. I typically don't like to go for this early, knowing how big of a rack this is and on the rail like he is, so he may try to just duck here. But he went for it, man. What a shot. What a shot.
Now he's got the angle to break out that cluster.
Yeah, the problem breaking the cluster out is going to be getting back on the 3 ball. He may elect to duck behind that cluster. There you go. You know, because even pocking the 2 to get on the 3, you know, you still have some work on that 4 ball left. Oh. Well, we'll see here.
Well, now
he's got ball in hand.
Is he going to go for the 2-9? No, he's going to play safe, I hope. Yes.
Yeah,
that's what
it looks like he's going to try to shoot the 2 into the 5 ball and have the cue ball run into the 4 here or behind the 4. There you go. See, if you're going to shoot that, I actually like trying to run the cue ball into the 4 to bump it over and out. And that way, it's a 2-way. You break out the ball so when you get ball in hand, you can actually run out. I mean, I guess having the 2 down here, there's a little clearer path to get to the 3 easier. But you're still going to have to deal with the 4 ball. Let's see, 2. Oh, there you go.
Well, now he's on 2. Correct?
He is on 2 now. Maybe Eric's just going to.
Oh, now he's going to go for the 9.
No, he's going for the 3 foul.
He is going for the 3.
He's going to go for the 3 foul right here. He's going to try to put this cue ball up on top of the 5, preferably freeze it, and put the 2 behind the 4. Hobo. I like that, you know. Oh, he got a good hit. What a hit. Under the pressure of a 3 foul to come with that. He hasn't shown that he's a proficient kicker, and he came with that. That was tough. He could have gone off the 2 and scratched. Would have been real easy. Looks like Eric's sticking with this methodology. Now he's broken the 4 out a little bit. He's also left a pretty easy kick shot here, though. Unless that titty's going to be in the way, but it looks like he could be able to swerve and just 1 rail behind it. Oh, he got there. apologizing. He didn't mean to down and around, but he. I think Eric's going to be the favorite to play safe here again. He may thin the 2 and bring the cue ball down underneath the 6, or choose to put the 6 ball up or the 2 ball up over there. I like the other way, bringing the cue ball over to that area, a little bit easier to control, but well, that looked like he missed that one. Shahram missed that one, and I don't necessarily like this. And with ball in hand, why wouldn't you shoot the combo? But he'll go 1 rail out to the
I guess
center
he's
of the
got a
table.
plan for the 4 ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got. If he can get about where the cue ball is now on the 4, he's got an easy built-in safety. He could 3 rail the 4 and just stop the cue ball there behind the 7. Which he tried to.
No, but now you left the 3 ball down
And now he left straight in, so you may see the same tactic here. I mean, there is a perfect angle that you could cut the 4 into that corner pocket. You could also bank the 4. And man, he shoots those straight in shots like a snooker player, doesn't he?
And now he's cutting the 4 in and running out.
He's just going to cut it in and run out, is what it looks like he's going to do exactly. He got the perfect angle to get that 4 in, and he's going to free swing at it.
Oh, the 7 ball get in the game.
In the game.
No, not quite. But now he's got to work to get the 6.
He's definitely, so he's got to stay below that 7 ball here. So again, he's either got to kill the cue ball with a little bit of a drag shot. He could really stroke the cue ball and draw it over to the side rail and down, which is what he did. He didn't quite get to shoot the 6 in the corner. So we'll see, either he's going to stop it here behind the 7, which is what it looks like he's going to do. Those are the easy, whenever players are just starting out, man, those are the safeties I like to work with them. You got a ball like that, you can just shoot stop shot and get a safety out of it. That's safety 101. Typically, at this level of play, you kind of want to slide the cue ball a little bit and get it frozen up on the 7, especially with the way these guys jump today with these jump cues. You know, you get a guy like Eric.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Who normally can get over those kind of balls. You know, old school when they were playing with the full-length jump cue, but with these jump cues now, man, it's so easy to get up over the ball. When you're playing those safeties, you really need to get the cue ball up on top of the ball. Hey, pretty straightforward here. That one mistake's going to be to Shahram getting on the hill first.
All right. Shahram goes up 6-3.
Yeah, that one really came back to the poor safety execution by Eric. He rushed it, got up there and shot. And again, he's one of the favorites in the field when he's playing his game and really concentrating. Well, see if he can come back with another solid cut break. He took a little bit off of that one. Man, he's been breaking so well, and that time he just kind of let up off of it. Did not hit at the same speed he's been hitting it at, which resulted obviously in a different result. So it's good to not scratch and control the cue ball a little bit more. But man, he's been breaking so good with that cut, that smash cut break. It's got to imagine a rollout here. Shahram's not shown his. He really showed off his pocketing ability, though. And this guy, yeah, he's rolling out. He's push out over to the side, which again, this is almost a built-in safety. If Eric can elevate it all on this and get the key, he can either thin the left side of the one and bring the cue ball 2 rails and down table behind, or he can just carom the 6. He said, I'm just going for it. So again, 2 options. You can thin the 1 ball and try to bring the cue ball down kind of below the 8. Bring the 1 ball cross side over there by the 5. He could, bank the 1 down and towards the end rail and bring the cue ball to the end rail up where he's at, which is what it looks like he's going to try to do. He was actually trying to bank and just run out. Got a little bit of a roll. Looks like Shahram can see this. He's going to play it safe right back. Not a very effective safe, but so he left Eric a good opportunity here. If Eric can get
Down on this 2
Yeah.
for the carom.
Yeah, if he can get to, he let it go a little bit. He can see it, but he did not get where he needed to shoot the carom. He can only see the left, from Eric's perspective, the left side of the 2. So he'll use that 9 ball to stop the 2 and bring the cue ball up table. And he brought the cue ball right into the corner pocket. Yeah, you'll bet probably after this match Eric will reflect on not quite taking his time on some of these shots. He left the door wide open here. There's no real. The toughest thing will probably be making sure that you get. Oh, well, I was starting to say that you leave yourself the other angle on the 4 so that you don't have to do something too crazy with the cue ball. So he can either elect to go around, bring the cue ball back out to the center of the table, or play the 7 down into the corner pocket where he's at right now. He's going to go back and forth, which again brings the 7, the side, all kinds of things into play. He can go across and back about where the cue ball's at now. He's going to go down and around and up. And again, you start putting a lot of stuff on the cue ball. That's when you have balls hang up like that.
That 7 ball's way in there.
It is in there. And that 9-8's a little bit awkward on a combo. I mean, I think Eric's really worried just more about making the 7 and getting the cue ball up table any way, shape, or form, and not scratching. If he can bring the cue ball back to where it is right now, that's what he's trying to get to. He got there. He's going to have to. Looks like he's going to have to run into the 9 here. Again, the important part of this shot is making sure you make this 8 ball. I know you've got to do something with the 9, but you really need to focus here on pocketing the 8. Let the, the 9's going to go where it's going to go. And he did that, so now he's got options. I mean, he can thin it, bring the cue ball 2 rails up to the end rail of the opposite end of the table with the cue ball, trying to bring the 9 ball down towards the bottom rail, like he's looking at, or you can try to, when you can try to go for it here, he can bank at it. So it's a little weird angle. I mean, either you're 100% in on it and make it, or you're just going to give up the match here. Shahram's on the hill, so any errors made at this point concedes the match. I'm a little bit more conservative here. I mean, especially Eric's not shown that he's got his A game right now. I don't like going for this shot, but again, sometimes it's whether he sees it and feels it and has confidence in banking it in. Looks like that's what he's trying to do here. I mean, it looked like he tried a 2-way, make it and try to get the cue ball in the end, and those 2-ways, especially under pressure at the end of the game like this, is a lot of times you don't do either very well. And he left Shahram a straight in 9 ball. Just got to, he's going to fire it in for the win.
Wow.